Everybody knows the New York Giants are looking for the next franchise quarterback, and Sam Darnold is without a doubt the best one heading in to 2025 NFL free agency. There are multiple people that think the Giants should go out and give him a bag. I think it could make some sense. We're going to do a deep dive on that on today's show, and I'm going to tell you why I think the Giants should or should not sign Sam Darnold. But I want to hear from you first. Take the seat of the GM. Hopefully you're taking Joe Shane's seat and his fraud ass. Would you sign Sam Darnold? Type S for sign, type P for pass. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Sam Darnold is having a career year with the Minnesota Vikings. He has them, I believe, at an 11-2 record at this point. They are exceeding all expectations, and he is becoming the prize of the 2025 NFL free agency class at the quarterback position. And we know the Giants are going to go out and add a quarterback. And just like this writer from NJ.com, Ryan Novozinski, as well as other media members, believe the Giants should make a serious push for ex-Jets QB Sam Darnold this offseason. Should they do it? Let's talk about it. Look, there's a lot of things to like about Darnold. He is having a hell of a year this year for Minnesota. He's honestly having an MVP type of season. 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 3,300 passing yards, over a 68% completion percentage. He goes toe-to-toe, and he can stand off with the best quarterbacks on the resumes that they have put up this season. I believe Josh Allen is having the best football season of any player this year in the NFL. I think he's playing in the quarterback position higher than anybody in the league right now. And Darnold has a better completion percentage, more passing yards, more passing touchdowns. And he also does have more interceptions, but he also has less rushing yards. I'm not saying Sam Darnold is better than Josh Allen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that maybe we need to look through a different lens when we are evaluating Mr. Darnold. So I went into a deep dive and looked at the advanced analytics that I use to determine if there's a quarterback that I think can succeed in a neutral setting. Number one in big-time throws in the NFL this year, Sam Darnold. Big-time throw percentage, tied for first, is Sam Darnold. Both these tied with Josh Allen. His average depth of target, how far do you push the ball down the field? 9.5 yards per throw. Third in the NFL. And he has an adjusted completion percentage of 79.2%. Fourth in the NFL. So you're accurate. You push the ball downfield, and you make more wow throws than just about anybody in the league. And when you want him to push the ball down the field, when you want him to create explosive plays, he's been the best in the NFL. He has completed 27 of 51 throws this year that have traveled more than 20-plus yards. He has the second-best completion percentage. He has the most touchdowns. But like Sam Darnold, we know and sometimes do not love 5 interceptions on those throws, most in the NFL. Turnover-worthy play percentage on those throws, third in the National Football League. Overall, Sam Darnold has done a much better job this year of eliminating turnovers, taking better care of the football, but they still show up in his play. 18 turnover-worthy plays this year out of the quarterback position for Sam Darnold, third most in the NFL. Turnover-worthy play percentage, which I think scopes and scales this number a little bit better. The 8th highest of any quarterback, 3.7. What I do like that Darnold has done this year is navigated a muddy pocket, being able to work and execute out of a pocket that is not quarterback friendly. He's been sacked 40 times this year. They've been without Darrisaw for a couple of weeks now. 40 sacks this year. But I love this. Time to throw. Average time to throw, 3.1 seconds. The third highest in the NFL. What does that mean? He could buy time. He can manipulate the pocket. He can reset the pocket with his feet. He can generate more time to throw, even when it is muddy. And he has a pressure to sack percentage ratio of 23.7%, which is the 7th highest. But when you factor in how often he's sacked and how often he's pressured, that actually is a better number than you would think. Look, I think Sam Darnold deserves a lot of credit. I know I'm going back and forth, and that's really what I am with Sam Darnold right now. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's in the MVP conversation. 6th highest odds to win the MVP. And the Vikings would not be the Vikings they are without the way that Sam Darnold has played this year. But I worry if this is who he is, or as the first 5 years we saw who he is. Can he be the guy on a roster where he doesn't have Justin Jefferson, and Jordan Addison and Aaron Jones and a great tight end in Hockenson and a good offensive line in front of him and maybe the best offensive coordinator. I worry about all that stuff. And we'll talk about that coming up in a second and how much I think it would cost the New York Giants to go out and sign him, and ultimately if I would sign him or if I would go another route. We'll talk about that in a second, but make sure you are locked in to New York Giants now this offseason. We're going to be putting out free videos every day, all offseason long. A lot of juicy storylines around this football team, and I want you to be in the know. So subscribe and turn your notifications on. Not everybody has all of their notifications turned on, and the offseason is the time to do so. Random things happen at random hours. So subscribe, hit that bell icon, and select all so you never miss a push notification. All righty, we'll talk about Darnold in a second. First, though, I got to give a major shout-out to our proud sponsor, GameTime. I've used all the ticketing apps out there before, and none of them come close to GameTime. It's actually the only one that I use now because I know I'm getting the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. It's super user-friendly, and if you decide you don't want to go to the game anymore, it's easy to resell your tickets as well. Last-minute tickets are flash deals. Use from the seats, and lowest price guaranteed. I think that's something we can all admire and want when we're getting deals done. I know the Saints game already happened, but I wanted to show this. I got a push notification from GameTime, a notification that said you can go to the Giants game for $37 and sit lower bowl. That's why this app is awesome. It's going to alert you when there are super deals going on, and that's what they called that game for the New York Giants. And if you use that all-in pricing feature as well as the Game Time Picks feature, you are going to guarantee that you get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. No hidden fees when you get to checkout. So download the app and create an account and use the promo code ChatSports, because if you're going to go to a Giants game this year, you got a couple left on the schedule. You can go watch them play the Colts at MetLife, or you can watch the Ravens come to town. Definitely going to want to save $20 if you do so. So use that promo code. It's down in the comments and description of today's show. First, I just want to say this. If I'm Sam Darnold, I don't want to go play for the New York Giants. I don't want to go play for any team in the NFL outside of the Minnesota Vikings. They took a chance on me. They put me in a position to be successful, and they believe that I could be that guy. And the offense is juiced. This team is stacked. Justin Jefferson, maybe the best wide receiver in football. Jordan Addison, one of the best wide receiver twos in the NFL. Aaron Jones, still one of the best backs. TJ Hockenson, as Giants fans, we know that he is one of the best tight ends in the league. He always kills us. You got a good tight end, too, in Josh Oliver. Your offensive line was great. You had 2 tackles at the beginning of the year. You'll be getting them back, one of them back, in Darrisaw. You've been great without him as well, so you deserve credit for that as well. And KOC, your head coach, is as good as it gets when it comes to putting a quarterback in a spot to have the most success that they possibly can. He did it with Kirk Cousins. He's now done it with Sam Darnold. You have reinvented yourself with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not so sure why you would. Also, there's reports coming out that there's been no long-term talks between the Vikes and Darnold about inking a deal for him to stay. So maybe the Vikes do have different plans. Maybe Darnold wants to stay, and the Vikings are like, we just drafted J.J. McCarthy, and we got that stud kid from the New York Giants, number 8, on our practice squad, and we're going to roll with those guys. Maybe that's what happens. And if it does happen and he enters free agency, he's not going to be cheap. Sam Darnold is going to cash in. He's going to go talk to the guy that they just signed to the practice squad and say, how did you get every dollar and every cent out of the team that signed you? Because he knows this is his chance to cash in. And Albert Breer, who covers this league, says it also isn't going to be cheap. Quote, I asked a few executives Sunday night where they saw Darnold's market. One guessed he'd command a 3-year, $110 million contract with more than $40 million in guaranteed money. Another said he thought the Vikings should consider franchise tagging him, even though the price on that projects to top $41 million, and that he'd probably get $40 million per year if he hits the open market. And he might. That's the way contracts continue to go in the NFL. Baker Mayfield just signed a 3-year, $100 million deal that had $40 million guaranteed. And I think that Darnold's going to get more money than Baker Mayfield. The Giants, they have the money to spend if they want to go do that. They'll have roughly $60 million in cap space. So you can go out and you can sign Sam Darnold if you want to. The question is that the right decision? I don't necessarily think so. Have we not already seen Sam Darnold on a bad roster? Didn't we see that with the Jets? Didn't we see that with the Carolina Panthers? Aren't we all in agreement that the New York Giants roster is not in the best shape at this moment? And I have a hard time forgetting pre-Minnesota Vikings Sam Darnold, what he did for the Jets, and the lack of success he had for the Carolina Panthers. And maybe he's grown. Maybe he's out of that. But I do believe that the supporting cast elevates him to a standard that he is playing at right now. And I don't think just going out and signing Sam Darnold is going to make the Giants a playoff contender. The Giants window is in 3 years. That's because your organization was set back 3 years by Joe Schoen, who doesn't believe in rebuilding. You could build for today, and you can build for tomorrow and compete for today. Yeah, all right, Joe. You're not winning right now. So why would you want Sam Darnold to come to the Giants? Why would Darnold want to come to the Giants? Darnold knows that he needs a good team around him. The Giants do not have a good team around him. The only reason Sam Darnold would want to come to the Giants is because of money. And the last thing that this Giants regime, Joe Schoen hopefully not, maybe this new regime, last thing they need to do is go overpay for a quarterback in Sam Darnold. Darnold is good. But like most quarterbacks, I think he is more so a franchise stabilizer compared to a franchise elevator. He could stabilize the Vikings franchise where they are right now. He's not uplifting the Giants to a Super Bowl contender. And I don't think that you have limited resources. You have a top pick, and you have $60 million. Are you going to pay Sam Darnold $40 million and then go draft a top position player? I don't think that breeds you the most success. Build up the roster, and then go out and draft the rookie quarterback. That's what I would do. What do you think? Would you sign Sam Darnold? Type S for sign, type P for pass. I understand why anybody would say it. He's been a good quarterback, and you need one. I just personally would draft a rookie quarterback, and I would take advantage of that rookie scale deal. And I would use that $60 million in free agency wisely to build out this roster. Do not go splurge. Do not go give Kenny Golladay a deal. Do not go overpay Olivier Vernon. Don't do any of that. Sign smart, reasonable deals that have upside of players that have not peaked and build up the roster, draft the young QB, and unfortunately, let's go compete in 2026 and 2027. I think that's more of a likely route than signing Sam Darnold and hoping that in 2025 you got to make the playoffs. I don't know. That's just me. Make sure you are following me on social media. This isn't to say Sam Darnold's not good. He is good. I think he deserves to be in the MVP conversation. I don't think he'd be good for the New York Giants. @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow, and let's go Big Blue.